Greetings. I'm going to give you an introduction on this upcoming tutorial for the Family Heritage Notebook. And this is really special to me because on and off over the years I've just started becoming more interested in my ancestors and the history of our family. Who were they? Where did they live? What kind of things did they do? And it's one of those things where I'll get really inspired and start it up, and then I'll get distracted and caught up in something else, and then I want to come back to it. So what I've done is, as you can see in the picture, I have two binders that I've started, which are from both my father's side of the family and my mother's, and there are pictures in the front and pictures inside, and then there are, the family tree. We've got letters in there. Some interviews from family. I even have a copy of a telegram on from my father's side. There's timelines, there's newsletters, just different things I've collected from other family members who have been on the same quest. So this is a very simple project, inexpensive, and it's one of those things you can stop and go. You can always add to it. You can make it as elaborate as you want. You can add on volumes of it, just whatever you feel. And I wanted to go ahead and share some interesting facts I personally discovered the more I just looked into the history of my family. So if you don't mind, I'll take a few moments and just kind of share some interesting facts. And then I wanted to read some quotes from the documents I have started gathering from other family members. And it is my desire to interview more family and get more information and just continue to add on and share it with my children to enrich their lives. Okay, so let's start with my father's side. I learned that my grandmother lived on a farm in Missouri until she was 7 years old, which intrigues me because I'm fascinated by farm life. Later they moved to Illinois, and then in the 1920s they moved to Louisiana, which is really neat because here I am in Louisiana for the first time. We moved here in 2007. Also, my grandparents, my father's parents, met not far from here where we live in Baton Rouge. My grandfather had a twin sister, and her son actually served in Vietnam. Let's see what else. And I thought this one was interesting. My children, I told them we had a family member, actually two, I believe, named Cinderella, and it's documented that was her name. My great-great-grandmother was named Melissa Jane, born 1867, and we happen to have a daughter named Macy Jane, so I didn't realize that Jane was a family name. So these are just a few really interesting facts that I wanted to share, and I'm going to read a little excerpt from a summary my aunt did, so hold tight. Okay, this was written from my aunt, which is my father's sister, and it's about her mother's adulthood, my grandmother. It says, when Mother graduated from high school, she got a job as head cashier and bookkeeper for Woolworth in Shreveport, Louisiana. When her family had to move back to the farm in Goodman, Missouri, her mother went looking for room and board for Mother. She found a very nice couple that would rent one room and with a bathroom and kitchen privileges for $12 per month. Mother hardly ever used the kitchen except when the landlady taught her to cook roast on Sundays. Mother lived on peanut butter sandwiches for supper or the evening meal because she always had a nice dinner at noon at the Woolworth counter. And of course, she followed each meal with some chocolate candy. Now, I too have a background in bookkeeping and I love chocolate candy. Go figure. Okay, let's move on to my mother's side of the family. Okay, there are many interesting facts on this side of the family as well. I learned that my maternal great-grandmother, I believe it was a community midwife in Texas, and she would tell her grandchildren that a stork brought another baby. Anyway, also, we had an aunt there named Aunt America. Now, we got Cinderella on my father's side and America on my mother's side. So that was pretty interesting. There are plenty of facts I want to share with you about my mother's family, but time is ticking, so join me. I'm going to do another session very soon, and I hope you're a little inspired to learn more about your heritage.